Good evening, everyone. So, there's a couple really important issues that I've been wanting to make a video on, but tonight I had to go off course into a different territory that I wasn't planning to, but hey, sometimes the stories just come up and you have to cover them. So, this is something that I'm sure a lot of my Canadian viewers have already been made aware of. It's something a lot of people are talking about up here, particularly conservatives. But I wanted to bring this to people's attention, and this particular video is something I'd like to bring to the attention of people outside of Canada, people internationally that think that Justin Trudeau is this kind, gentle, cute, wonderful, compassionate, amazing leader that, at most is just a little silly with his namaste and his embarrassing Mr. Dress Up experiences and socks, the socks. Some people think it's just funny, and if nothing else, he's at least a nice guy. And then there's the people that hate Donald Trump, and those people, oh, they just love Trudeau and they just wish that Trump could be just a little more like Trudeau. Now, am I wishing that we had a Trump? That's a whole different discussion. I'm not an anti-Trumper, but damn it, if I had to pick right now, I think I know who it would be, and it wouldn't be the leader that we have at the moment. Now, for any of you wondering why that is, why my adamant disgust for this man that leads our country? Is it partisanship? Is it anger? Have I thought this through? Am I coming at it from a grounded place? Absolutely, I am coming at it from a clear mind. Because what he's doing right now and what he has been doing since he gained majority power in our country is he is pushing through so much so quickly, and it is shifting our country possibly to a state that we can't really return from. And I mean ideologically and culturally. The state of free speech in Canada is not so good right now. And it's so much more than just Bill C-16 and the M-103 motion. It's so much more than that. Today, the Liberal government announced that they are going to be giving a great deal of money and tax cuts and benefits, almost $600 million, to help the media. Now, apparently this is a positive thing. It's being touted by the media, the people that are going to be eligible, the mainstream news outlets. It's touted as being this great thing. I'm going to read an article from the National Post, which I will include below. There's many articles on this from many perspectives, but I'll just go with the National Post because it seemed better than the CBC. I don't even know what to say. Paul Godfrey, the CEO of Post Media, which publishes the National Post and daily broadsheets in many of Canada's largest cities, said the tax credit could be looked upon as a turning point in the plight of newspapers in Canada. I tip my hat to the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, he says. They deserve a lot of credit. Everyone in journalism should be doing a victory lap around their building right now. So Canadians who subscribe to this media, whichever the eligible news media, eligible, will also get a small break on their taxes. The plan includes a temporary non-refundable 15% tax credit on subscriptions. Okay, so a little more about the specifics of how they're going to save money. I'll let you read that yourself. But what I'm concerned about is they're going to be going into what they say is an independent panel to determine who is eligible and who is not. And I don't think that's going to be independent at all. I think that's going to be highly, highly, highly biased. And I could have added about 13 more highlies in there. I'm not impressed with this at all. And nobody that values their own mind and the freedom of their own individual person to make a choice and make a decision and decide how they feel and think about something, nobody that considers themselves a free thinker should be okay with this. Anybody who understands what a propaganda arm looks like has to be upset about this. And if you're not, then I honestly pity you, because I don't think you understand that your own mind is just a playing field, a playground for these people. $600 million to buy out the media. That's what just happened. This is not a positive thing that's going to help small companies and businesses. This is not going to help independent media. This is not going to help anybody that actually needs it. We already pay for the CBC through our taxes. And now this. On top of everything else that Trudeau has done, including changes to voting registration, including going to sign the Global Migration Compact on December 12th. I've brought it up a couple times. I'm sure most of you have heard of this and have been beaten over the head with it, but please, I will leave a link in the description. Sign the petition. I don't think it's going to do anything, but we have to try. Everything he's doing shows nothing but essentially a dictator in the making. He has praised China's dictatorship on video. He's not shy about showing his enjoyment for pushing things through despite a great deal of people not being happy. Polls showing, 70% of people concerned with an immigration issue, and then them saying that most Canadians want this or that. He speaks for very few people, but he sure speaks with confidence, and that stupid curly hair and his boyish grin can't possibly be fooling people anymore. He didn't run on this stuff, and I don't blame anyone for voting for him. Of course, I was one of the fools that in my young, naive days when I didn't understand how brainwashed I was by this crap media. Yeah, I voted for the douchebag. I did. And I'm paying penance for it, I assure you. 20 lashes a day, But he wasn't quite like this. Because I think even I would have caught on if he was like this. Unbelievable. This is a very, very worrisome day. A very slippery slope. I urge people to keep an eye on this, and I urge people to speak up. We need independent media and people speaking out in whatever forum they can. Grab your cell phone, grab a webcam, do whatever you have to do. Speak out. We need people to talk. We need people to discuss, and we need people to get out there without $500 million of backing, so that our citizens are allowed to make a choice instead of just being fed whatever our government essentially approves. God, it sounds a little Orwellian, doesn't it? Almost authoritarian, not quite, not quite. I don't know what to say. It would be less frustrating if he just admitted it, instead of trying to pass himself off as this ever so kind and wonderful, benign person. But I guess that's all I have to say. It's a little bit frustrating. I might get into my next video here shortly. We'll see. I'm gonna go grab a glass of water and reset from this one because I'm a little pissed off. Please feel free to share. Please do sign that petition. And please do speak out against this in whatever way you can, whether it's talking to an MP or just getting your own voice out there. It's important. So take care, everyone. Have a good evening. As always, be good to each other, not because the government or any paid media tells you to.